Terry, you're an Arsenal man. Gabriel Jesus, there's the worry with him be gone that you're going to be lacking without him. Do you want to see him replaced this January or backed up?
It becomes very, very difficult because of the January transfer window, and especially when a top quality out and out centre forward. You know how much it's going to cost you. Martinelli can play through the middle. Obviously, a brilliant opportunity for Eddie Nketiah, who was very, very good against West Ham. Like his build-up play in the first half was very good. His movement was excellent. He had a couple of opportunities where a top quality striker who's in confidence would take him. You'd actually hit the ball first time. There was a couple of volleys that he could have had. Now, second half, which he proved he has got that quality, where he backs in Petr and he like goes to roll in one way and then rolls to his left. That was a finish befitting of any top quality Premier League centre forward. But he's got to make sure he does that on a regular basis, because at the moment he's taking sort of a 1 in 4, 1 in 5 of his chances, where to be that top quality, you've got to be taking 1 in 2. So I think they'll get Mudryk in the end from Shakhtar Donetsk, because obviously he can play in the wide areas. Said before, I still think maybe another holding midfield player is needed.
Who would you like?
As Tielemans, I'd think that would be like a very good signing, because he can play that little bit deeper. He suits the way that Arsenal play, because Tielemans likes to get the ball and pass it forward very quickly, and he gets himself into forward areas at the edge of the box. We've seen what his finishing would be like as well from the edge of the box. So I think he would probably fit Arsenal quite nicely.
Arsenal fans, do you agree with that? 03717 223344 is the number to get in touch. Youri Tielemans, would you like to see him come this January to Arsenal, strengthen your midfield area, or do you need that centre forward? Do you need a striker with the absence due to injury of Gabriel Jesus? Talk to me about Manchester City. I don't think they deserve any money to strengthen anywhere moving forward. They're on a ban.
Exactly, it'd be very, very difficult to strengthen anywhere for Man City when you look at their bench. When you think that yesterday you got Phil Foden on the bench, just ready to come on. You know, when you're ready. Carl Walker, just having a little wrestle with the Amazon Prime camera. I think it's impinging on his privacy. So, if maybe with Man City they might need an experienced right back, but that's being very, very picky. Do you know what I mean? So I'd be amazed if they do any business in the transfer window, because their squad, as I said, they've got two players for every position, and there's not a drop off. If any player comes in, there isn't a drop off. And with Cancelo, he can play left, he can play right anyway. So, and John Stones has played at right back as well, you know, at various times. So I don't think there'll be much movement for Man City in the transfer window.
81089 is the number to get in touch. Hi to Ellis from Sunderland. Everton need a striker. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is injury prone. Mopai is not an out-and-out striker. We need someone like Ben Brereton Diaz from Blackburn. He's been mooted about a few times. It looks like the type of player to get that move. Everton striker, is that the only area you'd be looking to improve?
No, I think they'd again need a bit of creativity in the forwards. The thing that would worry me more with Everton is their loss at Bournemouth when they lost 3-0. They were absolutely all over the place. There wasn't a togetherness there. There wasn't a structure. I think that Frank Lampard, tactically, I think isn't a Premier League manager. When they was going through their sort of decent little period, he was always saying about, obviously, you know, the leaders with like Connor Cody and Jordan Pickford. If you look at the squad that they have, Everton should be in a far better position than 17th.
We're going to speak to Alex Crook, our transfer expert, a little bit later on in the show. And of course, there's the rumours that Pickford hasn't signed his new contract at Everton. Do you see him maybe getting a move elsewhere? Yes,
because he'll be looking at it, and obviously he's England's established number one, and you'll be thinking, I don't want to spend my career constantly fighting at the wrong end of the table. And he knows full well, obviously the financial situation at Everton, there's not a chance them actually going and spending a lot of money in the January transfer window. So you can understand that Jordan Pickford wanted to go. He wants to be playing Champions League football. You know, he's playing for his national team, which regularly get into quarterfinals and semi-finals. When you go with your national team, then you see all the other players and hear all the other players talking about the success they're having with their clubs and, you know, playing in the Champions League. Pickford will be wanting to do that. And Everton might actually think I think they'll survive. I think they'll survive this season only because they have better players than the other teams at the bottom. Not necessarily because of Frank Lampard. I think they'll get themselves out of it. But then Everton might look at it and think, right, if we sell Jordan Pickford and we get good money for him, then we can go and then reinvest in other areas and in the team.
Spurs fans, let me know your thoughts on Pickford to Spurs, because we've been speaking to a couple of Spurs fans over the last few days who would like to see Hugo Lloris replaced. Of course, he didn't play at the weekend as well. But last time we were together was World Cup final day, Perry, actually, we think about it. And Hugo Lloris didn't save one penalty. And Emi Martinez, played for Argentina at Aston Villa.
His housery, shall we say.
The housery of the highest level was outstanding.
I loved it.
Love to see it. I love housery. I love it. We don't see it often enough.
Because you need to have that edge to make you a winner. And if you win, it doesn't matter what you... People forget you're playing professional sport. Unless you do something that's outside the laws of the game, unless the referee actually pulls you to one side and does something about it, which the referee he didn't until probably halfway through the penalty shootout. Then I'm all for Martinez having that little bit of edge about him. But the thing with Jordan Pickford, if he goes to Spurs, then he's brilliant in his delivery. He's brilliant with his distribution. But Spurs sit so deep, who's he going to distribute it to? He's going to be distributing it to his fullbacks. He ain't going to be pinging it out to the wide players because they don't get far enough up the pitch.
Defenders as well. Spurs fans, believe you'll be looking for a few this window as well. 03717223344 is the number. Hi to Barry. He's text 81089. We need a manager plus 4 new players at West Ham. West Ham on paper, great team. David Moyes, great manager. What is not happening there, Perry?
Again, I was speaking to a few West Ham fans at the Emirates, and they didn't have any hope whatsoever of getting anything out of the game before the game. And I said, well, no, the players that you have, surely you must have, like, you're talking about Declan Rice, Jarrod Bowen, you're talking about Paqueta in the Paquetá playing in the sort of 10 position.
Antonio,
but I think,
great squad.
But I think what their West Ham fans are seeing, especially against the top 6 sides, there's no ambition. They said we don't play with any ambition at all when we go and play the top 6 sides. If you look at West Ham, they beat the sort of bottom to middle tier teams, and that hasn't been happening this season. And look at their away form. The away form in Europa in the Conference League has been unbelievable. They've won all 4 games. In the Premier League, they've won 1, even though they don't concede too many goals apart from the 3 they conceded against Arsenal. And Jarrod Bowen was on fire on Monday night, playing up against Kieran Tierney, and Ben Rama was in. But then it's just sort of release the hounds, let West Ham go and players go and express themselves. That doesn't happen. So I think David Moyes maybe has to change his mentality and his philosophy, the way that West Ham play.
In a word, would you replace David Moyes?
I'd wait until the end of the season.
Said a word, Perry.
No.
Okay, tell me why.
Because I think he's got enough in the bank where obviously stops them from getting relegated. They come 6th, come 7th. Got them a great run in the Conference League. So the frustration is as well with the amount of money they spent. I think they spent £150 million in the summer transfer window. And Paquetá hasn't really been integrated. Scamacca hasn't been really integrated into the side. Cornano, he's been injured as well. And it seems that sometimes David Moyes is a bit reluctant to put these new players in. He wants to say, make sure they're embedded first in the way that he wants them to play. But again, football moves on very quickly. And the other thing I'm looking at as well, especially on Monday, when I saw Cech and Soufal, they look like they're running on quicksand. They don't look nowhere near as influential as what they were when they first come into the side.